In a stunning turn of events that sent Alphabet's stock soaring 7% in after-hours trading, Google has avoided what could have been the biggest corporate breakup in tech history. But while the tech giant keeps Chrome and Android, the landscape of search and AI is about to change dramatically. After a 5-year legal battle that began in the final months of Trump's first administration, U.S. District Judge Amit Mehta delivered his much-anticipated remedies ruling on Tuesday. The Department of Justice's most aggressive demands, forcing Google to sell off Chrome and potentially Android, were rejected. The judge called these proposals an overreach, noting that Google didn't use these assets to create illegal restraints. Here's where it gets interesting. Judge Mehta acknowledged that the rise of generative AI fundamentally changed this case. In his own words, the emergence of Gen AI changed the course of this case. He recognized that AI chatbots and search engines like ChatGPT are already posing unprecedented threats to Google's traditional search dominance. While Google avoided the corporate death penalty, it's not walking away unscathed. Here are the key requirements. Data sharing revolution. Google must share its crown jewels, search index data, and user interaction data with qualified competitors. This isn't just about traditional rivals like Microsoft's Bing or DuckDuckGo. AI companies like OpenAI, Perplexity, and Anthropic could potentially access this data to supercharge their own AI search capabilities. The end of exclusivity. Google can no longer lock in exclusive default search deals. Those contracts that made Google the automatic choice on billions of devices? They're history. Device makers will need to promote alternative search engines more prominently and allow users to set different defaults for privacy modes. But here's the twist. Google can still pay for placement. That $20 billion annual payment to Apple? It continues. The judge recognized that cutting off these payments could cause crippling downstream harms to partners and consumers. Apple shareholders are breathing a sigh of relief. Their services revenue is safe for now. Judge Mehta's ruling reveals a fascinating shift in how regulators view competition. He explicitly stated that with money flowing into this space at an astonishing rate, AI companies are already better positioned to compete with Google than any traditional search engine has been in decades. Think about it. When this case started 5 years ago, ChatGPT didn't exist. Now, AI tools are fundamentally reshaping how we find and process information online. The judge essentially admitted he's being asked to gaze into a crystal ball, not exactly, as he put it, a judge's forte. The big winners. Apple keeps its $20 billion annual Google payment while gaining more flexibility. AI companies. Potential access to Google's data could accelerate their development. Google investors. Stock surge shows relief that the worst-case scenario was avoided. The disappointed. DOJ called this a slap on the wrist compared to their breakup demands. Traditional search competitors. DuckDuckGo's CEO said the remedies won't force the necessary changes. Antitrust hawks wanted to see big tech finally face serious structural consequences. This ruling sets a precedent that could influence other big tech antitrust cases against Meta, Amazon, and Apple. It shows judges are willing to acknowledge rapid technological change, particularly AI, when crafting remedies. The 6-year remedy period starts 60 days after the final judgment, with both sides required to submit a revised proposal by September 10th. But don't expect this to end quickly. Google plans to appeal, potentially taking this all the way to the Supreme Court. We're looking at late 2027 or early 2028 before this saga truly concludes. While Google keeps its empire intact, the mandatory data sharing could inadvertently accelerate the very AI revolution that threatens its core business. By giving competitors access to valuable search data, the ruling might speed up the development of AI alternatives that could eventually challenge Google's dominance more effectively than any government-mandated breakup. The judge's message is clear. In the age of AI, market forces and technological innovation might be more powerful regulators than any court order. Google survived the breakup threat, but whether it survives the AI disruption it helped create, that's the real question for the next decade. This ruling marks a pivotal moment where old-school antitrust meets new-school AI. Google dodged a bullet, but the battlefield has fundamentally changed. The real competition isn't coming from traditional search engines anymore, it's coming from AI assistants that might make the whole concept of searching obsolete. What do you think? Is this ruling too lenient on Google, or does the rise of AI make traditional antitrust remedies obsolete? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.